What's good, everyone? Welcome. Now, I know yesterday we should have had our Technical Tuesdays, so this would be in place of Technical Tuesdays. Usually I do this live, but honestly, I have a major cold, so we're going to be doing a recording instead. Now, usually what we do is we go over price action, but today we're going to do it a little bit differently. I'm actually recording live from New York session. So one of the setups that really got my attention was S&P, okay, or ES, mini, or mini ES, I don't know, mini S&P, okay. A lot of you may trade SPX, S&P, whatever it's the same thing, just a different broker or feed. Essentially, what I'm looking for is some more longs above this high. Notice how we created some double tops here on the weekly. These are my favorite types of setups. Okay, here on the daily, we are also coming into this previous area of accumulation. Now, one thing I want to point out to you guys is we have a gap right there. I know it's not the easiest gap to see, but it's right there between those 2 days. Okay, the close and the open, there's a major gap right there. We are trading into that along with this daily imbalance. Now, there's a bearish daily imbalance in here and there's a bullish one. So I feel like there's multiple reasons as to why price action will want to move higher from here and take out that double top. So essentially we're just targeting that double top. Okay, now you can see that new week opening gap a lot more clear here. It is just about 9:56 a.m. There is 10 a.m. news. It's a red folder, but it's not a major red folder. I want you guys to backtest these. This one's called, I believe it's called like Jolt's job openings. Who knows what that is? I don't. I know other people may, but I don't pay attention like that as to what that actually is. I'll get a little bit more context later on. But for now, we'll just look at and focus on this area. Now, I know we're not really deep in discount. But I would prefer, of course, everyone would prefer if we were down here. That's a little long ways. If we do go down there, awesome. But notice the price action created a very small range overnight. And so for me, it's struggling to move lower. Now we are respecting this 1 hour bearish imbalance. But we did take out that low. I want to see if 9 a.m. hourly candle gets taken out by 10 a.m. and then we'll see if we can just go long from there. So I'm gonna wait for 10 a.m. That is in a few minutes. So to make sure that this video is nice, simple, and easy to digest, I'll see you guys here in a few minutes. Alright guys, I know we were going to look at ES, and so also we're going to be looking at Dow. Okay, on a weekly perspective, Dow's been pushing down lower. I know last week we were looking at this low as a monthly objective for next month. We'll see what ends up happening when the new month opens. I will review that with you guys on Thursday for the market mentorship. But for now, I feel like that previous weekly low may be something to be sought out for. We are moving on lower pretty hard. I remain pretty bullish on Dow. I want to see more longs. We are in an imbalance on a daily. This area did come into a previous area of accumulation. We could get some potential accumulations out of this new day opening gap. It's not new day anymore. It's actually a previous day opening gap. Okay. That area gets my attention for potential longs. That imbalance, that short imbalance, that's the imbalance that was created on the daily. You guys can see the daily chart here on the right. Okay, so this previous daily opening gap here does get my attention for longs. If we do get longs, Asian high is the first target. And then after that, previous daily high and the high overall of this whole small retracement range. Okay, so there's a lot of areas of resistance. There's a new week opening gap. There's the highs, previous daily highs, Asian highs. So if you do catch the longs, don't be greedy. Pay yourself always. Okay, so I will be talking to you guys again here in a little bit. I mean, news are about to hit, so I guess I should just stay on. Just wait to see how news react. Gonna make this a little bit larger in terms of the screen so we can fit both Dow and ES. So I like this. So the new hourly came up, okay, and 10 a.m. took out 9 a.m. That's what you want to see. If we want to go long, you want to see previous hourly taken out. That's a really good sign right there for Dow. Get an impulsive move to the upside. I will be looking to go long on Dow or S&P. Okay, see, I love that. The hourly candle just opened. Check this out. That hourly candle right there just opened. So you gotta open manipulation, right? And then the actual move will come up. So this is the opening price right there. I'm gonna draw that across the board with ES and Dow. Opening 1 hour candle right there. Boom. Okay. So basically what we're saying is that this candle is going to go down, then up, and we're gonna have a bullish candle. This is just a wick being created right now. All right, the power of 3. The open manipulation to the distribution of orders. I guess in this case it would be the accumulation of orders, since we're gonna look for accumulation below the opening price of the 10 a.m. Again, we took out 9 a.m.'s low. That's always a really good sign. Dow as well. 9 a.m.'s low got taken out. Dow's dumping a little bit harder. Just kind of tossing between these two, seeing what's happening. I'll let price action develop. Basically what we're waiting for is a rejection to the upside, okay, and an imbalance created as a rejection as we get an impulsive move, right? Whether it's above this high or this current high created at the open. That's kind of what we're looking for, is a rejection. You see how SPX is starting to get somewhat of a rejection after sweeping the lows? That's what you want to see. It's the way that this is closing. We sweep the low, we have the opening price, and so I want to see rejection, either a 3-minute imbalance to the upside or higher, right? And then I'll be participating in those longs. So I'll talk to you guys here in just a second as this price action develops. Hey guys, just checking back with you guys. So giving you guys a little recap. You know, the dollar did come into this 4-hour imbalance here and has been accumulating pretty hard. That's the jolts opening. That's the reaction we got from it on the dollar. And honestly, it does not complement the shorts, or the longs on the other assets at all. That's one thing that I like. Is like, it's not that because the dollar's bullish that everything else is gonna fall. If you're bullish on Dow Jones or NASDAQ or S&P and the dollar's going up, just understand it's not that you got the incorrect bias. Sometimes the price action does not complement each other, okay? And what your job is to, I guess, not assure that it does complement each other, but you want price action to be supporting each other, okay? Not always will it. And that's when you need to be a little bit more selective and more patient with your trades. Because if the dollar is pushing higher, like we are seeing here, okay, clearly we can see that we are going to create a new high, potentially take out this high here, unless we just reject super hard. But I highly doubt it, the way that we're moving. Okay, you guys can see we're trading up to the upside here, remaining bullish on all time frames. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. And so, you know, a new high makes sense. From here, you guys can see on the 4-hour the way we're just accumulating. Here, yesterday on Twitter, I shared this weekly imbalance here. So I will update the weekly, okay? But always giving my weekly biases. We did trade above it. We've been mentioning this imbalance. I told you guys, if we close above this imbalance, I will be going long from there. And here we are, using that imbalance as support, going long from there. Price action has just been mitigating out of that, weekly imbalance and just not mitigating, but coming down and using that imbalance as support and continuing to the upside. So for now, as price action rejects to the upside, you guys can see here S&P pushing lower, right? Dow Jones pushing lower. Dow Jones didn't push lower as hard as S&P, but it is pushing lower nevertheless. So we'll see how we develop in the next like 15 minutes. Yeah. So I'll talk to you guys here in like about 5 to 15 minutes. Yeah, what's good, guys? So we're actually coming forth on the second half of the 10 a.m. candle. And as you guys can see, we ended up falling pretty hard from where we left off. Give me 1 second. Sorry, the music was way too loud. So as you guys can see, we ended up falling pretty hard from where we left off. So here's where I'll personally tell you guys, when I don't trade, it's mainly because moves either take place before 10 a.m. or because their liquidity has yet to be ran. So this is a great example as to why I did not take the shorts. Okay, as you guys can see here, the only high that was taken throughout this whole range right here was this one right here, which was this 4-hour high, just about right there. 10 a.m. didn't really have much of a sweep. 10 a.m. just dropped. 9 a.m. had a very minor intraday sweep right here. I thought that was very clean. That's probably it. So the only liquidity out of all this liquidity to the upside, this previous daily high, Asian highs, all the highs that are being respected. Okay, that's what tells me, hey, we have a drawn liquidity to the upside. Now, are we moving in that direction? No. So when we're not moving in that direction, you have to assume, we're either one, building up liquidity or seeking out liquidity. We're only going to do one of the two, build up liquidity or seek liquidity. So, or we can be doing both. See how we're building up all this upside liquidity while we're probably seeking out for some other ones. Jesus, excuse me, guys. I'm gonna have to edit that out. I'm gonna have to remind myself to edit that out. Okay, so you guys can see that we're moving to the downside pretty aggressively. So I haven't taken any trades. I'm probably not gonna take a trade. This is kind of like a really good study day for you guys, because I get to show you guys the quality of trades that need to be present, or when it's not present. This is actually really good, because check this out. We had our bias, we had everything, but we just kept falling pretty hard. Okay, so now I'm looking at this downside, I'm looking at those targets, but for the most part, this is when I sit out. It's just building up liquidity. I do not have the mentality and skill set yet to be able to add on to liquidity and be able to recognize when we're just building up versus when we're running for it. Okay, so I am very good at identifying when we're just running for it, right? And so for me, until we're running for seeking out liquidity instead of just building up liquidity, I will remain on the sidelines. And I found that while I remain on the sidelines, I reduce my losses tremendously. So that's why I avoid liquidity build-up days. Even though I get it, targets are being hit, trade setups are there, but the liquidity, guys. Okay, I'm a liquidity engineered trader. Like I just look at liquidity mostly and mainly. And so I can't deny and refuse all this liquidity to the upside when I'm looking for shorts. They just do not look attractive to me. Yeah, just not the most attractive. Equal highs. Again, highs just being respected. Look at this. S&P didn't take out a single 4-hour previous high. Not a single one. So, you know, those are the types of days where I just sit on the side. I rather just wait for price action to develop, wait for things to be clean, crispy, liquidity to be ran. There's no question about whether it's going to return or not. You see, when I'm trading, I want to be sure that when I'm in the longs, we are actually hitting for these highs, not just hitting for this high here or this high here. No, I want to make sure that I'm in the move that's going to turn this thing around, where I can confidently stack all the way up to my liquidity levels. Okay, because one setup can really give you 10-20% return if you scale in correctly. If you know how to scale in correctly, then you'll be able to compound and get the most out of your setup. And you only need one setup a week, 1 or 2 setups a week. I usually look for 2. That's my max. I'm okay with 1. I look for 2. Okay, and that's how I get the most out of my setups, because I'm not Monday risk, Tuesday risk, Wednesday risk, and then Thursday I found my banger of a trade, but by then I lost 4-5%, and now I'm only making back, you know, instead of making 10%, I'm only making like 5-4%, and all of a sudden you're like shitting all over yourself. I should have done this, I should have done that, and you just shit all over yourself. And so what I can tell you guys is finding your trade, your silver platter trade. Okay, it's the most important thing I can recommend anybody. Finding your silver platter trade setups. Okay, those are the ones that you're sure and certain you don't just hold, but you're able to compound on the way in. Okay, again, if the setup does come up, I will show you guys. I will definitely turn on the recording again. If it doesn't show up, then oh well, right? NASDAQ. Let's see, NASDAQ. Made it back into this imbalance. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see, guys, what ends up happening from here. But NASDAQ, they're all looking very good for longs. Look at all these equal highs here. Just a lot of equal highs. So, yeah. Maybe I'll see you guys here in a few minutes. Maybe not. But I hope you guys found this information resourceful. You guys find wisdom in the talks that we have and the small little rants that I have here and there. And yeah, I just appreciate you guys being here. We'll see what this ends up developing later on today. Here in about like 15 minutes, we have the London close. If you guys don't know this, one of my favorite times to trade, if I don't get anything by 10 a.m. or around 10 a.m., I wait for the 11 a.m. Why? Because that's London close. And during London close, indices tend to give up really good setups. If you don't believe me, go back test it. Okay? So I'll see you guys here in a little bit. If not, I'll see you guys on Thursday for the market mentorship overview. Alright guys, so here we are. It is London close. And where we're at in price is very interesting. We are now in discount for S&P. Okay, we now have arrived at discount. On Dow, we came back to this candle here. Now, we got a lower high, lower low. Got this counter trend, the failure to create a new lower low. No, this is a breaker. So this breaker here, excuse me. So I do like that breaker there. See if we can get a reaction out of there. Okay. Again, if I don't see anything during the 10 a.m., I will wait for London close. Okay. So just looking for an insufficiency created to the upside. You know, taking out, we had a 5-minute failure to create a new lower low. So we'll see what ends up shaping up there. Over here too, nothing spectacular as of yet. 3 minute did accumulate. We're accumulating here on the 3 minute. No gaps as of yet, or imbalances. Maybe a gap. No imbalances yet. Just patiently waiting. Excuse me. Yeah, just patiently waiting now. Nasdaq, let's check this out. Okay, Nasdaq on the 1 hour. Yeah, no liquidity taken. Let's look at the 15 minute. Do have some imbalance here. We can move lower from. It's a possibility. Still looking at me personally. Just want to see some longs, but Nas could retrace a lot more. And if Nas retraces a lot more, I feel like indices will fall a lot more overall. So on Dow, we're fairly close to this low. Personally, may not be looking for any more longs on Dow. Yeah, looks like we're just mitigating out of this here. And so personally would be aiming for this low here. Okay, again, I'm not gonna participate. I was mainly looking for longs. I won't be participating in this, but it does look very probable. We are very close. We're keep distributing. It is London close. Check this out. We came into this imbalance here on the 15 minute. Again, targeting the lows or the closest target. Not touching this myself, but just kind of nice to show you guys when and why I won't take any trades. It's just simply liquidity. Liquidity tells me when I'm going to take a trade and when in what direction I'm going to take a trade to. And if that direction doesn't show up, I just simply won't take a trade. Right? Just gonna clean up my chart here. Just simply won't take a trade, and that's just how I am. So we'll see how this ends up playing out, but personally, I see a little bit lower now. Today could create the liquidity that we need to move higher to those equal highs. It is an FP week, so tomorrow I won't be trading too much. The day right before NFP is a no-go for me. So far I've had 2 break-evens yesterday, nothing today, and nothing tomorrow. So I will be recapping with you guys on Friday. It's gonna be very interesting. I would be tuning into the market mentorship tomorrow night. It's going to be live on YouTube. Every Thursday it's going to be live on YouTube. I believe I have it set at 11 p.m. Eastern time. Every Thursday I want to see you guys at 11 p.m. Eastern time, especially when we have news. Okay, you don't want to miss those when we have news. This one in particular will be giving you guys an outlook on NFP, so I won't miss that one. I wouldn't miss that one. Also, I will be going live with Abundant Capital for NFP. Okay, so I will see you guys on there. I will share that on my Twitter. Be sure to follow me on my Twitter if you aren't yet, guys. Link is on the bio. Follow me on my Twitter. You guys will see all updates in regard to my calls, videos, recordings, anything in regard to trading. Okay. If I make an investment, I'll more than likely share it on there. So with that, guys, I will talk to you soon. Enjoy these shorts if you're a part of them. If you're not, why weren't you a part of them? And follow through with that and reflect why you wouldn't be a part of something like this. Me personally, it's just liquidity. But for other people, it may be other reasons. Maybe it just wasn't clear enough. So guys, with that, take care. Have an amazing rest of your week. I will see you guys tomorrow for Thursday. And I will see you guys on NFP Friday. Okay? Much love. And take care. Bye.
Alright guys, so we're back. It is now on like 5 p.m. Eastern. Just wanted to check in with you guys. Price slowly dropped. We did travel a lot lower than I anticipated. Honestly, I just see this whole thing as a huge liquidity buildup week. Tomorrow I will, usually on Thursdays before NFP I don't trade, but tomorrow I will be participating just to see how price action develops, because we may be getting these longs. To me, this is the range from this low to this high on S&P, ES&P. Notice that right there. We came down to 50%. So, tomorrow I want to see some longs below this previous daily low, and start targeting all this liquidity. Just notice Asian high left, previous daily highs just completely dismissed. Same as NASDAQ. We just been, again, if you find positions in here, awesome, because I saw some really good scalps, some really good trades throughout this whole thing. I don't doubt it one bit. There was some really good trades. Now, for me personally, these haven't been enough or significant enough liquidity sweeps for me to take a trade as of yet. So once we hit these higher time frame liquidity levels, show some rejection and then distribution, I will be participating in something like that. But for now, I'm going to be sitting in the sidelines, watching how price action kind of moves back and forth. Maybe I'll take a scalp here or there. There have been some really good scalping opportunities, but for now, personally, just going to be staying out. I'm going to be staying out and watching price action, unless Dow Jones. So let's go to Dow Jones. Okay, this whole range here on Dow, to be honest, this low and this high, notice we came 50% or below. So even if we were to take out these lows right here, I wouldn't be surprised. Now, this is a pretty decent breaker right here. Okay, it's a pretty decent breaker. We came into another area of support. We rejected to the upside, created some imbalance. I have my eyes still in this area. Let's look at the 2 hour. If you guys ever see like a big ass doji like that, it's better to study those areas. Sometimes the 1 hour is a little too far of a jump, and so I go to the 2 hour, and you can kind of see a little bit better what happened there. We got a lower low, lower high, lower low, a new lower low, swept the Asian low, cool, and then a high where we shifted price action to the upside. Then we have a nice, I guess you could call this but this would be your breaker. Okay, so I want to see what happens within that, especially because we got these two previous daily lows. We had this one right here. That was the one that I was personally looking at, but now we have this breaker, previous daily low. And so my eyes go towards here. Again, I'm sorry I won't be able to tune in with you guys for Technical Tuesdays, but I will be catching up with you guys tomorrow for Market Mentorship, and we will be reviewing everything. Me, Naz, again, I'm super long on it. I want to give you guys kind of like a perspective as to what I'm aiming for. I do see more longs, but personally, I don't see that high yet. I do see us going and taking out these previous daily highs, at least returning to the new week opening gap. Okay, so it's struggled to come lower. Main reason we're coming lower is because the DXY was pumping, but now DXY has been taking out all of this liquidity. It came into this gap one more time. Check this out. You see that gap? Boom. It's a new day. It's a previous daily opening gap right there. We're gonna change that and set it right here. Previous daily opening gap. Nice trade into there. We could see us come lower. That is also the beginning of this imbalance right here, the opening of it. So we could just be moving lower from here. I do like this this whole area. I know earlier I said that we wanted to go up here, but now my eyes are shorts. Okay, my bias for the week, my goal objective is no longer this high. I'm reassessing. This previous daily opening gap here was enough. We built up enough liquidity to the downside, so I am pretty short. Okay, long on indices, short here on DXY. I will be looking for some entries to the downside. So anyways, guys, I know this was pretty short, and I apologize for that. We had some really good areas for the longs. Now personally looking for previous daily lows to get taken out. We gapped down super hard. I don't know if you guys can see that right here. We gapped down super hard. So shorts out of that area just kind of gonna make sense. That's a pretty decent sized gap. And honestly, we got 2 of these here. So what's kind of, I don't like seeing price action get stuck between these guys, but I'm gonna allow this price action to develop. I don't like to put in too much stuff on my chart, so we're gonna allow price action to develop. We're between 2 areas of support and resistance. Me personally, upside, swept, support, liquidity ran. I'm on the short side on this, especially we came into an order block here. Yeah, I'm personally on the short side here for the time being. But with that, guys, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Okay, I will be more active next week in terms of a potential New York session coming up. I will be showing you guys that flyer next week. If I do begin to do that, it would be not next week, but the following. So I look forward to that, guys. I'll let you guys know more announcements. Again, 6-month mentorship enrollment is open. If you guys have heard of my 6-month mentorship or haven't heard of my 6-month mentorship, I highly encourage you to hit me up. Link is on the comment section in the description on this video. You guys can hit me up, book a 15-20 minute call. I'll ask you a couple questions and see if you qualify. I'll tell you all about it. And again, if this is something, if you've ever wanted to work with me closely, this is the opportunity. Okay, I open this enrollment twice a year. That's it. I only take 6 students. So guys, I'll see you on the next call and tomorrow for the market mentorship overview. Peace.